Welcome back to my lecture series. This is Muthuminal, Assistant Professor at the Department of Agricultural Engineering. Today we'll see a topic named Greenhouse Effect under the unit Earth's Climate System for the subject Climate Change and Adaptation for the students of final year 7th semester. This is the continuity of the previous lecture series. Before going into the session, I'd like to have a small recap, that is what and all we have seen at the previous classes. We have seen what is ozone and how the climate change happens and what is the objective involved in the climate change, and also we have seen what is ozone layer, how is ozone layer is formed, what are the important factors that are involved under ozone depleting gases, along with the factors like sunlight, gases, and also the temperature. We have also found out that the temperature is a critical role that happens to be important in considering the reduction in ozone layer. Today we'll see about what is greenhouse effect. As everyone knows that the greenhouse effect is caused at the atmosphere due to the carbon dioxide and other gases in the atmosphere, which helps us to trap the heat and keeping the earth warm. This will involve in along with the sunlight, where sunlight hits the earth and gets reflected and it becomes hot. This is what happens at the atmospheric layers. Also, we have seen what and all the layers that are available at the atmosphere and how well the carbon dioxide will help us to trap the heat and makes the earth warmer. So this is what happens. The sun's energy initially reaches the earth through the radiation, and from the radiation of the sun it gets reflected into solar radiation, which gets traveled throughout the space. Some gets reflected, and some of the radiation that has been developed from the sun gets absorbed by the ground surface, and some gets emitted as a surface radiation. This is what I have shown you as a pictograph at that PPT. So what you have to know in the sense, what and all UV radiation that has been traveled throughout the atmosphere will reach the sun's from the sun will reach the earth's surface, which will get absorbed, reflected, and emitted. So here you guys have to know what is insolation. Insolation is nothing but the incoming solar radiation that is got from the sun that reaches the earth. When and where does this most intense insolation occur? It occurs at the noon, that is during the equator period, at the noon during June 21st, as it is the mid of the summer near the equator, since it is the center portion of the globe where the most solar radiation reaches the earth and the insolation occurs over there. Here I have shown you the pictograph of the insolation. As you guys can see, at the equator, since annually more energy is happen to be available at the poles, that means that it is available annually 2.5 times more energy and more concentrated, which is directly parallel to that of the earth. The sun's rays is oblique at the rear end, that is surface area receiving the inflation, and also it is more diffuse in manner. That means that the sun's rays that happens to be available at the poles will be lesser while compared to that of the equator region, as it is more concentrated and is available as a direct parallel rays. This is why the intensity of the insolation happens to be more while compared to that of the poles as shown here. So insolation is nothing but the incoming solar radiation that happens to be available at the sun, from the sun to the surface, which gets more concentrated when it is directly applied as a UV radiation. This what happens at insolation process, and this is the major criteria that we have to know, because the reflected and the emitted rays that happens to be reaching the atmosphere will help us to trap these sunlight and makes the atmosphere in a warmer condition. So this is what I have prepared for today's class. If you guys have any kinds of doubt in insulation or greenhouse gases, ping me anytime. See you at the next class. Thank you.